So now we have quality traffic that converts into actual sales. Who would have thought in today's landscape of paid advertising, who's noticed that Facebook's getting more quality traffic to what it is that you're doing, say now, than it did a couple of years ago? No takers. So the thing is, they're actually removing targeting options out of a lot of these platforms, whereas YouTube still has probably the most dialed in targeting options available out there, which is absolutely mental. So we can use that targeting to create quality traffic that turns into actual sales.
This is the Business Owners Smashing It Online podcast for entrepreneurs and business owners looking for cool online tools, apps and strategies to make business easy online. My name is Nick Cree and I'm your host. Each episode features a guest expert demystifying the online universe, sharing inspirational ideas and providing tested real-world strategies to help you get the most of what's available online to grow your business today. Don't be a slave to your business, get your business working for you. Subscribe now and get some great content and ideas for you and your business today. All right, well, now's the time, which is my favorite time when we get to learn about something which I'm excited about, YouTube. So we've got Tim Jones here. He is a Titan marketer. He is a YouTube specialist, and he's here to talk to us tonight about how to use this underutilized channel, which is YouTube, and how to use it for paid advertising. So for those that haven't met Ben before, he's been on here once before, many, many years ago. Actually, probably wasn't that long ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago, I think. And he was talking about the very same topic, but things have changed sort of over that time as well too. When he's not mining for gold in YouTube, he's out in the outback mining for gold as well too. So he is a gold miner as well too in many respects. So he's coming to us all the way from South Australia. So from Western Australia. So let's give Ben a big round of applause to welcome him to the stage.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for having me. Thank you, Nick. Absolutely my pleasure to be here and look forward to helping you guys grow and scale with YouTube ads. So, Nick, is it okay if I just share my screen and jump straight into it?
Go for your life.
Cool. Now, if you guys have got a notepad and pen, grab them out because we're going to be moving pretty quick. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff I'd like to share with you guys today. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. So basically, how to consistently scale your business with YouTube ads. And let us know, guys, who here in the chat is doing some sort of paid ad marketing at the moment. Maybe you're on Facebook or, you're doing search ads, or maybe even if you've tried YouTube, just give us a 1 if you're doing paid ads and maybe a 2 if you've tried YouTube ads before. Just let me know that way I can kind of, and there we go. Thanks, Jody. So 1 on and off. Yep. Okay, so give us a 1 if you've run paid ads before, or 2 if you're thinking, yeah, I've actually done YouTube ads before. Doesn't look like we've got anyone who's done YouTube. So cool, let's jump straight into it, and I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised. So why YouTube ads are absolutely fantastic at growing and scaling out your marketing, what you can actually do is the targeting that makes it cool, because you can actually target people based on how much money they have and who are ready to buy. And I'm going to show you how that works. Now, obviously my journey into YouTube ads wasn't always as easy as it seems. We go back a little bit. This is my wife and I. We were running some events. I actually have another business where we teach kids how to start businesses before they finish school. So if you think that's kind of fun, check out Youth in Business. But we were running events all over Australia and the UK, sort of filling rooms to about 700-800 people. And just prior to that, we were very, very dependent on Facebook ads. I mean, we're probably going back about 8 years here. And who's ever had that experience where they've just lost their Facebook ad account or their Facebook ads have been disapproved? Right, and for no other reason than because they can. Right, so this was us. We lost our Facebook ad account. We had rooms like this that were empty, and I was about to fly to China at the time. So what did we do? Well, we basically hired a expensive agency to run us some Google ads and YouTube ads, and internally we did it as well. And it turns out that we beat our competitors, and we still filled the rooms with YouTube ads. So we're like, well, there's definitely something here. We're sick of being held hostage to Facebook. And away we went. And this is just one of our recent ones, but we filled rooms. Here you can see just lots of different filled rooms that we filled with YouTube ads over the years. Now that's sort of just my story of how I got into YouTube ads. from there, people then asked us, well, how do we do that too? And that's really where YouTube ads, Titan Marketer sprung from that. So here's what you guys are going to learn today. So first up, why YouTube ads? We're going to talk about credit card out targeting. Who here thinks it would be really cool if they could get to people on the internet just when they had their credit card out ready to buy and they saw your ad? I'm going to be showing you guys how you can ethically steal your competitors' traffic. Who has a competitor here that they really like to steal their traffic without them even knowing? I'll show you how to do that. We're going to be talking how to create winning YouTube ad campaign structures. We're going to talk about creating ads with AI. And of course, what's new in 2024. Very, very cool. So here's just a little bit about me. I'm basically founder of Titan Marketer. Obviously, I do youth in business as well, which I just discussed. I am an international speaker. I just spoke at Social Media World a couple months ago. But basically, we've helped generate millions of dollars with YouTube ads over a very, very wide range of industries over many, many years. Here's just a quick, who we work with. And I kind of show you guys that. So it's not just me saying this is something that I do. This is something that we've been able to do for lots of different industries. So it doesn't really matter what you're in, YouTube ads will work for you. It's cool. So why YouTube ads? Well, the smart money, I believe, is moving to YouTube advertising. Now, if we have a look at this, at the platforms, like the next biggest platform in terms of social media at the moment is going to be Facebook ads, right? Now, in terms of how many people there are, there's roughly about the same. So last year, there was 2.7 billion people on YouTube and 30 billion people who, so 2.7 billion on YouTube and 2.9 on Facebook. So pretty similar. Now, in terms of ad spend that was spent, only 30 billion got spent on Google and 150 on Facebook. Now, why that's significant is for platforms that are a similar size, there's like a quarter to a third of the budget spent on Google ads versus Facebook ads. And a lot of that is search. Okay, that, search ads that you see when you're searching, which means there's absolutely a massive amount of space on YouTube to be able to run ads, and hardly anyone is there yet. Now, the other fun fact is you can actually get $500 worth of free YouTube ads credit just for getting started. In Australia, because of the Australian dollar is so rubbish at the moment, you can actually get 600 Australian dollars. So that's 500 US if you're in the US. So who'd be cool is if they just got started with YouTube ads, and for their first $1,200, the first 600 was free, or 50% off. You could get down to that. Would that make a difference to your marketing? So if you're thinking this could be a cool platform to start out with, you're not going to get a better deal without any other platform. When was the last time Facebook gave you $500 just for getting started? Probably the day after Nether. So let's have a look at basically all these ad platforms would appear on what I would call an adoption curve. Being in the marketing space now for probably well over a decade, you'll probably notice that things got cheaper and got more expensive. So at the moment, in terms of the adoption curve, about 78% of businesses are using search ads, 89% of marketers are using email, and 93% of marketers are using Facebook ads. Now, at the moment, I can't get a stat on how many marketers are doing YouTube ads because it's so small. But what I can do is I can tell you that only 8% of businesses in the US are doing some form of YouTube advertising, and most of it is corporate, which is massive for us. So YouTube is very well positioned in terms of being at the beginning of the adoption curve. And let's be real, I'm not beholden to YouTube ads. In another decade, it might be something else that sits here. TikTok maybe, or another platform we haven't even heard of. But basically, if you've been around the digital marketing space for a little while, you probably heard people say, hey, I wish I got into email in the 90s or search in the early 2000s, or how cool would it be if I just got into Facebook a decade ago? Who's had those thoughts and thought, yeah, that would have been cool if I had done those things? And here's the thing, now is the perfect time to be rewarded as an early adopter of YouTube advertising. So while that all sounds really cool, how does the money work? How do you actually get charged when you run YouTube ads? Now, what I want to talk about here are pre-roll ads. Now, there's a few different ad formats within YouTube ads platform, but who here has been on YouTube before? They're watching their YouTube content, and then all of a sudden this ad pops up and you've got 5 seconds to skip, and you're literally just hovering around the 5-second thing going, come on, man. And then all of a sudden you end up watching an ad. So they're the ads that I'm talking about here. So pre-roll ads. Now, if people do skip your ad, if it's your ad that pops up, that costs you 0 cents. Okay, like absolutely free for people to skip your ad, which is actually a good thing because it lets YouTube show more relevant people your advertising. 2, the first 30 seconds is free. Now, this is absolutely mental. The best that you're going to get on Facebook is somewhere between 3 and 15 seconds. So you literally get twice the amount of time on YouTube with a video ad before you're charged. I mean, if you just got that, would that make a massive difference to any video campaigns that you're running? Lastly, if people do watch for the first 30 seconds, you'll get charged, or if they click on your ad. So if they watch 20 seconds of your ad and they're like, oh, look, this is cool, I want to go to the landing page, you're going to get charged for that. Now, what you can do is you can put an optional call to action before 30 seconds. So you might say something like, hey, if you'd like to find out more, click here. Now, if you've literally hooked them and told them a little bit about your ad and you've done a call to action before 30 seconds before you're charged, do you think you're going to get a pretty engaged person watching the rest of your ad? And this is why YouTube ads convert better than any other ads out there. So with that in mind, paid traffic goals. Let's be real. In today's world, we just want quality traffic that converts into actual sales. Who cares about engagement and all these other weird and wonderful, views and all of that? We actually just want sales. If you're a direct marketer out there, this is what we need to do. And here's the thing. We need to understand that better quality traffic equals better targeting. So the better we can target someone, as in if we could only get our ideal clients to actually see our ads, how much better would our marketing be as a result? Cool. And to do that, what we like to have is our credit card out targeting, which is pretty fun. Oh, wrong button. Cool. So how does YouTube know exactly when people have their credit card out? Who thinks that's cool, by the way? It's pretty mental if you could target someone with their credit card out. And how do you actually know that they have their credit card out ready to go? Well, here's how it works. Google and YouTube are together. So Google owns YouTube, but what do they actually know about you as a human? And this is where it gets a little scary. Google actually knows all your browser history in Chrome. I mean, that's just enough to incriminate most humans out there. Any Google search that you do, your location, any websites, and this is going to be important later, any websites that you visit, your online purchase history. It knows the YouTube videos you watch, the YouTube channels you follow, all your calendar appointments if they're in Google Calendar, your Google Drive photos, anything that's in your email if you use Gmail, and it literally records your voice every single time you say, hey, Google, plus heaps more. Now, as a human, who thinks that's a little bit scary? Because it's a bit intense, right? As a marketer, that's absolutely amazing. Especially we can grab that data and we can actually use it to target our ideal clients. And this is a big thing with Facebook, and Facebook's and Apple and all the drama that goes on there is they're actually losing targeting options because they don't have enough data to be able to show the right person your ads, whereas Google and YouTube literally own all the data and you can use it to your advantage. So here's some beginner mistakes that we see when people come over to YouTube, particularly with your ads. They just do what's called interest-based targeting, which is amazing, I might just say. So for example, if we take something like Facebook or LinkedIn ads or something like that, we can target a 35-year-old mum who has kids under the age of 15, who loves cats, chocolate and surfing, and would really like to have a chocolate cat on a surfboard. And you can sell that to her. But that's pretty mental. But that's the targeting that you can do on most of these other platforms. And we call that interest targeting. Like they're the things, the demographic and interest-based targeting of your particular avatar, okay? Now, while that's really cool, they basically, when people come to YouTube, they take that targeting that they've learned from Facebook or LinkedIn, and they try it on YouTube, but they miss the two best things that you can do on YouTube to really make it fire, okay? And this is how we get to those people who have their credit card out. So how do we do that? How do we get, the same mum who's interested in the chocolate cat on a surfboard when she's got her credit card out looking to buy a chocolate cat on a surfboard? The way that we do it is we get that interest-based targeting, so we have the mum, and then we layer it. So we get just her, and the next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that she can afford that product, okay? So we get all that information that Google and YouTube's have, and we can basically target people by income. Who thinks that's cool? Just being able to target people who can literally afford your products or services. Now, this is massive because in any sales process, you've probably heard the biggest objection that anyone gets is, hey, I love your stuff, but I just can't afford it. Okay. Now, if you can get people who can afford your products before they even click on your ad or come to your landing page, do you think you'd be a better quality of lead coming in to whatever it is that you want to sell, right? The next part of that is intent. Okay, so now that we know that the mum can afford it, is she actually looking to buy? Now, intent actions are something like people searching for chocolate cats on a surfboard, or searching for whatever it is that your business offers near me, or best price on product/service that you're selling. Do you think that if you could just do something similar to that, like this person is searching or visiting websites similar to this product or service, and they can afford it, that you're going to make more sales? You're going to get more people in. It's going to be a more quality traffic coming to what it is that you do. Now, the fun thing with this is this takes out the second biggest objection in any sales process, which is, hey, I love your stuff, but it's just not the right time. Okay, I'm sure you've all heard that before. So in this case, we can overcome, hey, it's great, but I can't afford it. And also, hey, it's great, but it's not the right time. Let me know if that's making sense to you guys. Give us a yay in the chat, or a number one or something, to let me know that you guys are still with me. And if you've got any questions, let me know, because I'm going to be going through, sort of covering the next steps of how to put that together. Cool. Right, so awesome. Thank you, everyone. So now we have quality traffic that converts into actual sales. Who would have thought, in today's landscape of paid advertising, who's noticed that Facebook's getting more quality traffic to what it is that you're doing, say now, than it did a couple of years ago? No takers. So the thing is, they're actually removing targeting options out of a lot of these platforms, whereas YouTube still has probably the most dialed in targeting options available out there, which is absolutely mental. So we can use that targeting to create quality traffic that turns into actual sales. So we use our credit card out targeting to target someone when they have their credit out, by making sure they have an interest, they can afford it, and that they're ready to buy. The next step is to make sure we have the right video ad to that person. But before we get to the ads, let me just run you guys through 8 types of targeting. Okay, so on YouTube, there's actually 4,723 different types of pre-built targeting. And I know that because we counted it and created a spreadsheet on it. Okay. The cool thing is, if you break it all down, there's actually 8 types. Okay, and they go something like this. 1 is warm traffic. So anyone who's bought from you, knows you, visited your landing page, is on your email list, any of that, or in particular is a YouTube subscriber, that sort of thing, you can show your ads to those people. Okay. Retargeting. Anyone who's, again, seen your website but didn't take the action that you want, we can get back into them with video and display ads. Placements, being able to put your ads on anyone's YouTube channel out there. So who thinks that's cool? Picking a YouTube channel or a YouTube video and putting an ad on that. Websites, these are people who visited any website. And I'll talk about this in a little minute, but imagine being able to put your ad, show your ads to people based on what websites they visit. Okay. In market, I'm not going to cover this one too much on the training tonight, but basically what happens is YouTube and Google have these categories of targeting, which are basically people who aren't just interested but are ready to buy. So Google already knows that they've visited checkout pages like this, they're buying products, they're searching for all the right things, and you can just put your ads in front of them. The example I like to use is, like, if you were selling cars, you can actually, not only people who are interested in buying cars, the targeting is so detailed, you can go people who are interested in buying Toyotas, or people who are interested in buying BMWs. It's literally at that level. So it doesn't matter what you sell, there's going to be an in-market category for you. And I kind of liken it to fishing in a barrel with a shotgun. You just can't miss, right? So they're pretty cool when they're pre-built. Search, people searching for your stuff and then showing them a video ad. Apps, the apps people use, and affinity audiences. Now this is where it gets really big, and this is kind of like pick your own adventure, if you will. So if you've ever read one of those pick your own adventure books when you're a kid, this is that, but for targeting. Okay. So while that all might sound really cool, why don't I just tell you which ones are the most profitable and where to get started? Would that be okay? So we went through all of our accounts, all of our agency accounts, literally millions of dollars worth of YouTube ads spent, and worked out which one was the most profitable. And the answer actually surprised me. It wasn't what I thought it was, which was pretty cool. So here's how they go. Basically, the most profitable ones go warm audiences, so people who know, like, and trust you. retargeting, showing your ads to people who are retargeting or have seen your stuff before, right? Obviously, no matter what ad platform you're going to be, they're going to be the best ones, people who know, like, and trust you. But when it comes to cold audiences, when it comes to scale, which was the next profitable targeting option? Well, the first one was placements, being able to go out to particular YouTube channels and YouTube videos, followed by websites, being able to target people based on what websites they go to. And those two things beat in market, which surprised me, and also beat people searching for those particular things as well, which by themselves are two very powerful targeting options. If you'd agree, you could layer them out very, very well in your targeting. And then lastly was apps and affinity. Now, affinity can get good if you're really good at creating super complicated targeting, but who'd just be cool if you could just go out to some YouTube channels and what websites people were visiting and you'd have very, very dialed in traffic, right? So that's the takeaway here. Now, when I'm talking return on ad spend, if you're not familiar with that, it's like, if I'm going to put $1 into marketing, what is the most profitable place I can put that? Okay. And that's based on actual conversion data across a whole bunch of money spent in heaps of different industries. Cool. So let's break this down. Warm audiences. Email list. So if you didn't know what these were, people who are on your email list, should be cool putting their email list into Google Ads and showing those people your ads. Like, they're going to be pretty good, right? You got landing page views, people who visited your landing page, customers, people who bought from you before, and YouTube subscribers. This is the one that everyone forgets about, but is probably the most profitable thing ever. If you're creating a YouTube channel and you've got any content out there, running ads to your YouTube subscribers, people who watch your content and subscribe, convert better than any of the above other than customers. Okay, so if you have any form of YouTube channel at all, make sure that you're showing people ads when they go to YouTube who are watching your content. Cool. Now, cold audiences, there are warm ones. Let's get in. This is where the magic happens. Cold audiences campaign structure. How do we do it? Well, basically, if you're building your campaigns, you want them to look something like this. Let's start with our genuine interest. So again, let's bring to our mind's eye the 35-year-old woman who likes chocolate cats and cats on the surfboard, or however it works. Okay, like, that's who we're after. We're interested in topics, pre-built interests, custom interests, male or female, age, location, parents, all of those things. And that's very much, if you've ever done an avatar, you need to know who it is you want to target. Would that be reasonable? Cool. Now, the next thing that we want to do is our income level. So from here, are they in the top 10%, the top 30%? And you can break it down by percentages. Now, this is actually really cool, because if you're selling anything over $500 or you're a premium product in your space, you need to be targeting the top 30% of income owners, because most people, I think it's around 50%, depending on where you are, live paycheck to paycheck. So if you've got a premium product or you're a premium service, only target the top 30%. Now, this works really well by state, and also you're doing like bigger stuff, like not so much in Australia, but in the US, and they do it by zip codes. Some zip codes are going to be more expensive than others. Like, you know, Beverly Hills is probably more expensive than some of the lower demographics in LA, right? So if you can get to the top 10% within a certain area, that's pretty cool. So depending on what it is that you're looking at selling. And lastly, homeowners. Now, they're taking this out of Facebook at the moment, but this is really big for anyone who does anything that needs homeowners. So finance companies, insurance companies, real estate agents, any of that stuff. And then lastly, intent actions, okay? Intent actions are placements, people on YouTube channels, websites, in-market, search, and apps, okay? So if you're going to build campaigns and you're going to get started, that's how you would build your campaigns out. Is that making sense to you guys? I think that's coming across all right. And the two most profitable in terms of return on ad spend are placements and websites. Okay, so if you're going to get started, the two campaigns you probably want to build are these two here. Okay, cool. So how do we take that to the next level? Well, this is where it gets really cool. We can now get everything that we've just talked about, and this is probably the most fun thing that I like to do with YouTube advertising. And it goes something like this. How to ethically steal your competitors' traffic with laser targeted YouTube ads without going to jail or them even knowing that you were there. Okay. Who thinks that's cool? Like, that's not the coolest thing that you can do with paid ads. I don't know what is, right? And send that traffic straight to your website or funnel, okay? Now, here's how you do it. Here's 3 ways that you can ethically steal your competitors' traffic without them knowing. Number 1, competitor's website. So right now, who's got a competitor's website or 2 that if they could get the traffic that went there, would totally revolutionize their business, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, your competitor's YouTube channel, okay? So people who are visiting your competitor's YouTube channel. And lastly, people who visit your competitor's YouTube videos. And I'll break down exactly how to do this in the next couple of slides. So what I want you guys to be doing now is think about, well, who are the competitors that I want to target in each one of these scenarios, okay? And remember that this has the highest, between these 2 targeting options, you'll see here, websites, placements. These are the 2 highest return on ad spend things that you can do. Cool, exercise. Oh, there you go. That was the next thing I just said. So let's talk about stealing competitors' website traffic, okay? Now, there's a couple of different websites you can target. 1 is our direct competitors, 2 is industry-specific websites, and 3, industry-specific softwares, okay? So let's start with direct competitors' websites. So what we can do here is we can target our competitors' homepage. So think of a big competitor. What is their homepage? Grab that URL, put it in your campaign. You can now target anyone who visits that homepage, okay? 2, landing pages. These are better than homepages. These are people where they're actually getting customers. They're probably paying for traffic to get their landing pages. Search landing pages. Now this is fun, and I'm not going to do a demo on it, but if you right now typed in your industry, like best accountant near me or best whatever near me, whatever it might be, there's going to be a whole bunch of your competitors who are paying for traffic, right? You can actually just grab those URLs and put them in your campaigns. Anyone who's sending traffic to pages like this, show them my ads, right? Very cool. Product pages, what products do they have? Thank you pages. Now we're starting to target their actual clients, okay? So if you can go all the way into people who are visiting this particular page and it's the people who are buying the product or opting in for a call or whatever it might be, that's where it can get a bit more dialed in. Checkout pages are the same if you're running e-commerce, okay? But who thinks that you can probably get a bit more dialed in than just a homepage or a website? Deeper into their sales funnel and show those people your ads. Cool. So that's how we do our direct competitors. Let's move on to industry-specific websites, okay? These are probably what we call indirect competitors, okay? These might be government websites, associations, marketplaces, those sorts of things. We've seen this work very, very well, particularly for, we got some clients who do importing and around the government information websites for people who need that information. They're looking for that information, then they see an ad, right? So what associations or marketplaces or things do you have, or blogs or forums, whatever, in your niche where people are going there to solve a problem and you can show them your ads, okay? Next up is industry-specific softwares. So here's some softwares that we use, okay? CRMs, if you're familiar with CRMs like Go High Level or Ontraport or Infusionsoft, which is now Keep, or ClickFunnels or whatever, right? People using these softwares are usually bigger businesses. Accounting softwares like Xero or Mile, okay? Marketing softwares like split testing tools, those sorts of things. And pro tip here, what you can actually do, instead of just targeting the front page of the software, target the login pages, okay? So that way you're getting the user of the software instead of people interested in the software. So for example, HubSpot.com. HubSpot, if you don't already know, is one of the largest, most expensive CRMs out there on the planet. If you're running HubSpot, you're usually a bigger company, you've got a few staff, right? Now, the cool thing with this, instead of just targeting their homepage, why don't we actually just target people logging in? So now we're able to target people who are probably in the right income and business size that we're looking for, right? So what, does that make sense to you guys, how you can do that sort of thing? So what softwares and things can you do that they're logging into to show your ads to? And literally, YouTube ads is the only platform where you're going to be able to get dialed in like that. So in terms of websites, that's what we just covered: direct, specific, and softwares. So hopefully by now you guys understand how you can go target websites, all you need to do is grab the URL, paste it into your campaign. You guys think you could manage that? Copy, paste, away you go. Okay. Now, 3 ways to steal our traffic. Websites, which we've now covered. Let's move over into placements. And just let me know in the chat, who's excited to go steal some competitors' website traffic? Yeah. 2 people, cool. You guys still with me? So if you're excited to go steal some traffic, there we go. Let me know if you're ready to go and do that. Next thing is competitors' YouTube channels and videos. How do we, while we're at it, while we're stealing, how do we do it properly? So stealing competitors' YouTube channels, let's have a look. So here's probably some of the bigger names in YouTube channel traffic. Personal influencers, one, so Marie Folio, Tony Robbins, Alex Hormozy, and of course Russell Brunson, right? Like they're just some ones off the top of my head. Industry-specific channels might be cool. So maybe there's a particular like industry-specific channel that you have, or a company channel that might be big enough in your space. Okay, and what we can do is obviously these people spend millions of dollars a year building out these massive channels to target your direct audience, and we just get to put our ads straight on top, which is pretty fun. Cool. So how do we actually build it? Well, what we need to do is we need to grab the URLs and put them into our campaigns, which I'm going to show you how to do in the next step. So competitors' YouTube channel, and now we want to target competitors' YouTube videos. It's a similar thing. We need to grab those URLs and put them into our campaigns. So this side of things is not so much the channel, it's just the video. So think about if you could get on the top 10 or 20 videos or the most viral videos in your niche right now in your space, and you could show your ads there, would that make a difference to the marketing that you're running? So viral videos is one, playlist is another. So let's say that we target someone maybe like Grant Cardone, right? If you don't know who he is, he's a big influencer and he does sales training and also property training, right? But you only want to target the stuff he talks about with property. So you can actually grab his playlist, that all the things that are around those bits, and you can just show that. Or if you're, maybe you're following Tony Robbins, but you only want a specific thing that Tony Robbins talks about, and there's a playlist on that, you'll be able to run ads just on that piece. Topics and custom pre-built. So if you don't want to go and grab all the URLs, there's actually topics that you can grab inside of YouTube that might be around business development, or that might be around accounting, or might be around, mindset and development, whatever it is that you do, okay? Then you don't have to go grab all the URLs for, so they're really, really cool. And lastly, there's video lineups, which is very similar. Now, if you did want to grab all the specific URLs, and I have no affiliation with this company, whether you're doing channels or videos, this tool is really cool. I think it's about $50 a month, but you could just buy it for 1 month and build your campaigns and you'll be good to go, okay? So it will save you a bit of time. What you can do is you can search by video or channel, which you can see there, and you can type things in, like whatever it is that you want to type in, or trending videos, channel search. And then once you've done all of that, you've typed in what you want, it'll give you a list of URLs like that. You can just copy that and paste it straight into your campaigns. And it'll show on all of those videos or all of those channels around a certain niche, okay? So that's going to really help. Like when you go to build these things, that is going to help you out. So make sure you check it out. That is going to save you heaps of time, okay? So for $50, it's probably worth it. So now we've gone through competitors' websites, competitors' channels, and competitors' videos, okay? Who's excited to get out there and steal some traffic? Highly targeted traffic. Layer them out by income at least, right? Now, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys a bonus if you hang to the end. I'm literally going to give you exactly how to do that, how to steal competitors' traffic, a full video step-by-step on how to build the campaigns, and a full PDF step-by-step that you can follow along to do it. Would that be okay with you guys? Yeah? Cool. So that is coming your way. But we have heaps more stuff to give you guys, so hang around. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to actually create winning ads. What's the next part of creating winning ads? How do we do that? Well, basically, here's some ads that I created without a beard. So, which is kind of fun. This one was cool. I shot, I think, the one over there by my painting, which you can start to see. You can see I'm tired. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I shot an ad, did really, really well. We spent tens of thousands of dollars on ads on it. But this worked good too. but I was just walking down by the estuary where I live, which is really fun. But you don't need to create Hollywood style ads, okay? Keep them simple. Because the content on YouTube is simple. You do not need to have fancy looking ads. You need to come across as authentic and relatable. That's really important. Be the real you in this situation. You're not going to get an Oscar for it, so don't be Hollywood style. And I would say 95% of all of our clients, if they're being camera facing, shoot all their ads off an iPhone and a gimbal. Gimbal is like $100 from JB Hi-Fi or something like that. Okay, that's all you need. Maybe you could grab a wireless mic, like a Rode mic, like Rode Go mics or something like that. But that's all you need to do it, and you'll get really, really cool ads. Okay. If you didn't want to be in the ads, and I haven't got a slide for this, so I'm just going to share it anyway. What you can do is you can write the script, and then you can go onto Fiverr, and you can get an actor who literally stand at a green screen. You can add all your B-roll in later, and they'll say your ad for you. For example, when I went to the US, we're running some ads over there. And as it turned out, my accent was a bit of a problem because people would listen to my accent instead of listening to what I was actually saying in the ad. So what we did instead is we got some quite attractive young ladies to actually be in the ad and say my exact script. And who would have thought that their ads converted better than mine? So you don't need to be in the ad. For the sake of $100, you can get someone on Fiverr to be in the ad for you. Okay. I need to make a slide on that, but true story. What we do want to have in the ad, it's not about who's in the ad and how fancy it looks. It's more about how you can help someone, okay? People like to buy, they don't like to be sold. And who here likes to buy stuff but doesn't necessarily like being sold to, okay? Every human that walks the earth. So if that's the case, don't sell, help. And this is a big difference between YouTube ads and Facebook ads. Facebook ads have to interrupt you while you're scrolling through looking at pictures of cats and what people ate for breakfast, right? YouTube ads, those people are there to be entertained or educated. So they're actually looking for you to help them in some way. So, and you've got longer to get your message across. You've got first 30 seconds for free. So if you can help people in your ads, that will do better. Use our 4-part ad structure, which goes something like this. The hook, which goes to the first 5 seconds, an elevator pitch, a story, and a close, okay? A hook is what happens in the first 5 seconds while they're trying to skip. An elevator pitch is why should I listen to you and how are you going to help me? The story is the, here's how it helps you. And the close, if you'd like more information, click here, right? It's pretty much how that works. So for us, it would be like, are you sick of burning money on Facebook ads? Hi, my name's Ben. We've spent millions of dollars, created heaps of revenue for people with YouTube ads over a whole bunch of years. I'm going to show you the 3 things you didn't know about YouTube ads. That would be the story and the close, okay? So pretty simple. Here's what it looks like. Now, there's long form video ads and short form video ads. The long form video ads, this is what it will be. 5 seconds, 30 seconds to the elevator pitch, story, close, end. The only rule here is you don't want to go over 3 minutes unless you're amazing. Okay, so you'll get charged more for ads that go over 3 minutes. So try and keep it under 2 minutes if you can. Now, lastly, the end screen. There's a little gold nugget for you. At the end of the ad, have a screenshot of your landing page with an arrow that says click here and run it for at least 5 to 10 seconds because even right now as I'm talking, you're actually 3 to 5 seconds delayed on what I'm saying. So if I run the ad and I stop, I'm like, yeah, make sure you click the ad, stop, and your content comes back up, you're not clicking on that ad. Okay, if you put an end screen, goes for about 5 to 10 seconds, it says click here at the end of the ad, you're going to increase your conversion rate by at least 30%. So make sure you do that. Cool. Okay, so here are the 2 main video types. Short, under a minute, and long. Now, if I hadn't been talking to you about this probably 6 to 8 months ago, I wouldn't have even mentioned the short ads. I'd be like, don't even worry about it. Just run long ads on YouTube. Okay, but the game has changed in the last little bit. Who can agree that these platforms like to change things? And yeah, short video ads is where it's moving to. Long video ads work very, very well. But at the moment, we're being rewarded as an early adopter of short video content ads on YouTube. So let's roll with that. So longer video ads are a conversion-based ad. They're going to go from 1.5 minutes to 2.5 minutes. They're going to be horizontal, which means that if you're shooting from your phone, they look like that, like long ways. And they will usually always have a 4-part ad structure, always, all the days, okay? Now, how is this different? The shorter ads can be a bit different, okay? They are horizontal, vertical, sorry, that's what I'm looking for. Vertical, up and down, right? And they're less than a minute, okay? This is for YouTube short content or when you're on your phone. Who watches YouTube shorts on their phone? They're scrolling through and different things pop up. This is ads that go in that format. And when you're scrolling through next time, you'll be aware of it. But if you have ads that go this way, it cuts out the frame. It doesn't look as good. So you really need to have, you know, long form vertical ads in here. So vertical only, 9:16. For the 4-part ad structure you can do, and instead of having 3 things in the story, you can have 1. That's how you can get an existing ad and cut it down. But the other thing that you might want to have a look at is actually doing different types of styles of ads here. This is where you might do some of the traditional ones like problem agitate, solution solve, or a case study ad, or remarketing ads. One big problem. Here's the one thing you didn't know, or, you know, could you imagine if, you know, benefit ad, direct call to action ads, have an event coming up here, or check out my webinar that does that, or whatever, okay? And hook-based ads. I haven't got time to go into hook-based ads, but the first 5 seconds that you create the hook for, you create a whole ad just on that hook, okay? But there's some cool ways to do it. So can you guys see there is a difference between long video ads and short video ads, but you don't have to be in them, so don't worry. You can get better looking people than you to be in the ads if you need to, okay? Now, the next thing with this is, it'd be cool if I just gave you guys the full video training on how you can create ads with ChatGPT in minutes. That's how you can create your scripts. Now, these are all things we just used to give to our high-end, high-ticket coaching clients. Like, we don't really do a lot of that anymore. We just do agency. So I'm basically just giving you guys all this stuff to get started. Now, what's cool about this is we used to have 3 full-time copywriters who wrote YouTube ads. When we implemented this, we're able to let go 2 of our copywriters, and this does 90%, I would say, of all our copywriting within the agency. So this is something that has taken us probably 5 to 6 months, and we're on a revision 32 or something mental. So yeah, this is really cool. Make sure you check that out. Now, it's 26 pages of copy and paste prompts. Who thinks the prompts are more important than, hey, just write me a YouTube ad, okay? AI is basically like having another staff member. If you give them bad instructions like just clean the staff room, they'll do it, but not well. If you give them a checklist of everything that they have to do, they'll clean the staff room much better, right? So same deal. There's literally, if you can copy and paste, it's all you need to know how to do. If you can copy and paste my prompts, you'll rock YouTube ads, okay? So, before I move on to that, who's excited to create some YouTube ads or some scripts that you can actually just get started real quick? Make sure you check that out. What's new for 2024? So this is probably the most exciting thing that's happened to YouTube ads ever. I'm pretty excited about it. The cool thing with what's happened with YouTube ads in 2024 is the following. They've basically got this new thing called demand gen campaigns, okay? You might be like, that sounds boring. It does a little bit, but it is pretty cool, okay? What are they? Well, basically they're upgraded discovery ads. For those of us who are familiar with Google Ads, you might have known that they had this ad campaign type called discovery ads, and they've upgraded them to demand gen ads, okay? Basically think Facebook ads for YouTube. So for those of us who have some sort of Facebook ad creative, image-based, small video-based, that sort of thing, because YouTube wants to maximize people in the feed on their phones, you know, people scrolling through YouTube on their phones, they realize that they have to be able to compete with TikTok ads, Facebook ads, that sort of thing. And this is their solution to it, which is pretty cool, okay? Here's where they show. So this is what they look like. YouTube Shorts, YouTube in Stream, YouTube in Feed, Discover, and Gmail, okay? So pretty cool. So demand gen campaigns. Now, what this actually means is we can now have image ads for YouTube, okay? We had them before, but they didn't really work. Now, who likes the idea of not having to create videos, but actually be able to put images that are working on Facebook into YouTube and running them as campaigns, okay? That's revolutionary on YouTube. From someone who's been trying to get people's Facebook campaigns that they had running and move them over to the YouTube platform and be like, you have to change everything, okay? But you don't have to change everything anymore, okay? Which is really cool. Very good for testing. Testing audiences out really, really quickly before you spend heaps of money on creating video and a whole bunch of other things, okay? Lookalike audiences. this is new. This is the first time, and this is a new thing that they brought out. They're really trying to make this as similar to Facebook ads as possible for people doing the transition. So what we can, who's ever run a lookalike audience in Facebook ads before? You know, you can now, this is the only campaign type you can do it in the YouTube ads platform where you can run lookalike audiences. So within 2.5%, 5% or broad of people who've already converted on your website or people who've already on your email list or whatever it might be, right? It's a really, really cool way of being able to do that. So much potential. This is definitely the new thing that the new flagship that YouTube's running out, but I think it's probably one of the coolest things that we can try out with YouTube ads in 2024. We had beta access because we're a Google partner agency. We had beta access to this for the last 3 months of 2023. So we've been testing it out there and in the early months of 2024, but it got released to the public in March or late February, March. So this is very, very new, okay, and very cool. For those of us who've been playing with it for a little bit. So if you're not running YouTube ads, you want to get started somewhere, that's a cool place to get started. So recap, let's have a look at what we covered. So why YouTube ads? Obviously they're the most profitable on the internet. Credit card out targeting, being able to target people with their credit card out. How to ethically steal your competitors' traffic, because that's not only a fun thing to do, but the most profitable targeting thing you can do with YouTube ads. How to create winning YouTube ad campaign structures. How to create winning ads with AI. And what's new in 2024. So bonuses that I'm going to send you guys. If you want to scan that, it'll take you to the thing. I'll have to find the link. I'll put it in there in a sec. Basically, how to steal your competitors' traffic, PDF training, and there'll also be how to build the prompts with AI. And both of those are video training as well as, they're not just to download. So they step you through the whole thing. Plus extra bonuses to get you started. There's another resource in there that I haven't even talked about. So if that's interesting, guys, make sure you check that out. I'll put the link in here. And I do have a door prize as well. Do I talk about that now, Nick, or later?
Yes, indeed. What are we looking at? Let me just have a look. Maybe we can grab some any questions that people might have, and then we can draw the door prize, and we'll talk about the door prize. So yeah, if anyone's got a question, raise your hand, unmute, pop it into chat, and ask away. And we have Annie Burke as number one.
Cool.
Thank you. That was very comprehensive. I was writing really quickly, trying to keep up with you. And I'm sorry, I missed a couple of things. The app that you talked about to copy and paste and find all the things in, I missed the name of that.
So that's called Tube Sift. Yeah, just literally
Tube Sift. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the slide that you had about competitors' YouTube traffic, you talked about personal information, industry-specific channels, and there was a third one that I didn't get down.
Industry-specific channels. Let's go back and have a look.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. So it would have been, I would say.
It was before the app.
Yeah.
Probably 2 slides before the app.
Yeah. So what was it? It
was the competitors' YouTube traffic, and you had personal influencers, industry-specific channels.
And company channels.
What was the third one?
Company channels.
Company channels.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so like so big companies, like let's just say like HubSpot, for example, would have their own channel, or ClickFunnels would have their own channel, right?
Okay.
So,
thank you for that.
No, that's okay. My pleasure.
Yep.
I'll actually, I can probably stop sharing if that's easier. There we go. Cool. Was there any other questions, guys, or anything I can help you guys with while I'm here?
I've just dropped that link to Sift into chat as well too.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You can actually, with TubeSift, they have another one. I think it's called like their ad vault, which you pay for again, where you can actually spy on all your competitors' YouTube ads as well. So it's kind of fun. Have a play around with that. So awesome.
Any other questions at all? Or are we all geared up to go and run some YouTube ads?
All right, cool. No worries. Well, thank you very much, guys, for your time. Yeah, let us know how you go. If there's anything that we can help you with, you shoot us an email. And I wish you all the best getting started with YouTube ads and starting to grow and scale on a reliable platform. Another fun fact just before I go. In terms of like losing ad accounts, I usually get asked that question, like how often do you lose ad accounts or ads or whatever? We've never lost an ad account in the many years that we've run YouTube ads. So just the whole dependability of it is pretty cool. We have had ads turned off, but you just send them a message, why did you do this? And they turn them back on 9 times out of 10. So it's just a way more fun platform to play in than Facebook. Cool. Other than that, I think I'm pretty good. If you have any other questions, guys, let us know. Thank you so much, Nick, for having me on. Hopefully that I've been able to help some people with their awakening to YouTube ads, and look forward to helping anyone any way that we can.
And so best way to contact you, just through your website, Titan Marketer?
Yeah, just check it out, or support at. So I think I had if you want to send me like a personal email or something, I had it up on the screen here. Yeah, just titanmarketer.com, or the bonus, the link that you'll see there. Shoot us just an email at support@titanmarketer, and happy to help.
There is just a question here. What's the cost of ads in comparison with, say, something like Facebook?
Yeah, so it does. I know it's like asking like how long is a piece of string, but in most cases, we're finding that YouTube ads are probably a little bit more expensive at the beginning, but once you've been running them for a month or two, they work out cheaper than Facebook ads. So we'll actually run, so some of our bigger agency clients will run Facebook and YouTube just to help them with the transition. And let's say we have a client who's spending $20,000 or $30,000 on Facebook and a little bit on YouTube. By the end of 2 months, I've got 70% of their budget in YouTube. And I have YouTube's cool at the moment, don't get me wrong, but I just want to be able to put my marketing where it works the best. So if you're getting leads on Facebook, the only caveat to that, where Facebook is a little bit cheaper, is where you run Facebook leads inside the Facebook ads platform, but the lead quality is rubbish. So yeah, you will get a cheaper lead on Facebook, but the quality will suck. If you'd rather spend an extra $5 or whatever it is, a little bit more, and get a quality lead that doesn't waste time, I suggest you move to YouTube. But yeah, in most cases, yeah, that's what we find happening overall. And yeah, YouTube will normally beat Facebook. That's how it goes. And because no one's there, right? Like that's why. Like it's basically where Facebook was a decade ago. So
it's a good time to jump in before people start discovering it.
Yeah, it'll get oversaturated like everything else, and then it'll be the next thing's turn.
Excellent. All right. Well, we do have a door prize for tonight. Do you want to tell us what that is, Ben?
Yes. So what I'm going to do for a door prize is I actually don't do one-on-one consulting anymore. So basically, even if you jump on, we have a chat with the company, we have someone who does that. So I don't do that. So what I thought I'd do is I'd offer it out to Nick to do like a one-on-one consult with someone. So happy to go over their business. Would it be profitable with YouTube ads? That's another thing we do no matter who you talk with on our team, is the first thing that we do is we have a look at your business, run it through a calculator and tell you if you're going to be profitable before you started with YouTube. Who thinks that'd be pretty cool? So before you even spend a cent on ads, you know, will this work or will this not? And yeah, so I'm happy to do that and go over any YouTube strategy or anything like that when I'm chatting with you in person. So not something that I sell ever. You can't even buy it. So happy to throw that out there.
Excellent. So if you do have those questions there that you remember after we finish the session, if you win this, then you get the opportunity to ask those. So let's bring up our wheel of names. We do have our special way of drawing it. Everybody's name is in the wheel. If you happen to be watching on YouTube or on Facebook, this is one of the really good reasons for actually turning up in person. So you do get into the wheel of names and into the draw. So as ever, you have to be in the room to win. So don't disappear just yet. Otherwise, we'll redraw it. So let's spin the wheel. And give us that virtual drum roll on your desk. And our lucky winner is Donalda Cochran. Are you still here, Donalda? Let's have a look through through the participants here. Yes, yes. So Anelda, congratulations. You are the lucky winner tonight. So yay, thank you so much. So what we'll do is we will introduce you to Ben tomorrow. We'll email both of you together, and then you can organise to, when you have your session there. So let's give Ben a big round of applause. Thanks for sharing your knowledge with us tonight. And of course, if you want to watch this again, it will be up on the YouTube channel tomorrow afternoon. And if you think about someone else that you think might be interested in this as well too, then feel free to point them to that YouTube channel. And of course, Ben's contact details are in there, and those QR codes, they still work on YouTube as well too. So they get access to all that as well too. If you're not a member of the Facebook Business Owners Smashing It Online Facebook group, now's a good time to go and join there, because of course all of those apps and tools that we talked about, they will be in there, as well as the live stream of this will be in there as well too. And now is a good time to save the chat. So if you want to save the apps and tools and everything is in the chat there to be able to just click through at your leisure, just click the three little dots, which is either in the top right hand side of chat or down the bottom of chat. Just depends whether you've upgraded Zoom or not. If you click that, and you'll get the option to save it to your computer. When you do save it, a link pops up. So just look for the link there. It tells you where you've saved it. If you click on it, it'll take you straight there, so you don't have to search for where your downloads folder is. I always lose that, so you don't have to search for that. All right, well, that is our session for tonight. We are back here, same time, same place next week. So come and register for that there. But apart from that, thanks again, Ben. Everyone have a great night. Thank you for tuning in and listening to the Business Owners Smashing It Online podcast. You can also find me on social media and online. Just search for Business Owners Smashing It Online and Nick Cree, spelled Nickcree, all one word. If you like this and want to hear more, subscribe now. Until next time, don't be a slave to your business. Get your business working for you.